Lights out and away we go. Gamer goes to the grass. Dynamite takes second.
We're underway here. Gamer takes the lead of the race off Rito. Gamer, for the first time this season, will win the German Grand Prix.
We're underway here in Le Mans. Gamer now quite a long way ahead of Danny. This is his gamble. This is his move to try and pull that undercut. This could definitely work. It certainly has. He pulls himself ahead of Rito and just behind Gamer. Gamer in second place. Brilliant result for him in the championship.
Gamer starting on pole position for the Greek Grand Prix. Let's see what he can do with this.
Nandy starts on hard and lights out and away we go. Gamer into the lead with Danny. Snatching that up from them. Gamer makes a move on Dynamite and takes that lead. Gamer and Iceberg going to the grass. Our top three is Gamer, Dynamite and Hnandi.
And then in the end,
We're gonna have a rain. Hnandi comes home to win the Greece Grand Prix.
We've just received the news that Dynamator will not be taking part in the Tuvalu Grand Prix. The German driver will not be travelling to Tuvalu this weekend.
Lights out and away we go. 4 wide in the turn 2. Namskar won the Tuvalu Grand Prix.
After a week's break over the mid-season, we're back for Sunday League Round 6, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Lights out and away we go. Dynamator, who qualified 12.
and then Dynamite going for the undercut. He's the first driver to beat, but now he's in last place. He's the battle for the podium. There you go now. Try to go for his tire and he tried to defend. Ooh.
We're gonna have a rain. Dynamator just flew. And Sobel takes Dynamator just in the last second.
We're underway here in Kailani. Gamer and Dynamator currently running 1 and 2 here. Rain on the way here in South Africa. Only 7 laps to go. Both come into the pit lane. Gamer puts on his intermediate tyres. Cloud's coming back. Dynamator goes for softs. Gamer, of course, into the pit lane, having to box off those inters. Where will he come out? He'll come out neck and neck with Dynamator still. And Rain coming back again. Gamer pits once more. Dynamator stays out. Through the tricky conditions, he's played the strategy game just right, and Dynamator is going to hold on and win the South African Grand Prix. Dynamator starting in 3rd place, Gamer right behind him in 4th. We're underway here in Nukunara. Gamer now having to go for an alternate strategy. He'll be taking the wets. Dynamator goes onto the hards. Danny leaves the door open. Gamer walks right through it. Dynamator, who pitted earlier for the undercut, so he's got a couple of laps older tyres than Gamer. Gamer hits the wall, Danny hits him. That slows both of them down. Gamer 15 in 3rd, and we've got Dynamator 4th place, disappointed not to sit on the podium today. We're underway in Cuba. Nuno immediately covers off Gamer. The MAYs take each other out to take a 22nd race win. It doesn't look that way though, as Dynamator does get through. Dynamator wins in Cuba. Gamer 5th place for him. Welcome, one and all, to the very last round of Sunday League in Season 9. We're here at Niagara Falls. We are finally racing. We had a postponement last week, so no race then, but we are back here tonight. And this is where it all comes to a head. The championship, no matter what, will be decided, both championships, here tonight in Niagara. I'm very excited for this one. Levy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a funny old weekend, but you know what? Sunday League makes everything a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. And so you can see some drivers put in their times in, and they're all looking quite fast. Most
Gilo and
right
Sobel
now.
tied. Oh wait, yeah. Oh my God, Gilo and yeah. No, I'm not used to doing quality commentary. That's Levy's great job. I'll put up a graphic now, because why not? This is for Dynamator to become the champion. So Gamer, if he finishes in the top 4, will, no matter what, win the championship. Dynamator, if he finishes off the podium, will have a very difficult time winning the championship. But any of these positions, sort of in the middling, 1st, 2nd, 3rd for Danny, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th for Gamer. And it's all up there, all in the air, all to be decided still. We're at the end of qualifying now as Eurus crosses the line, takes the checkered flag. Pimu is back. He'll be starting from last if he is allowed to race. Here are the results. Sobel takes pole! Here in Niagara, Danimator starts just 100th of a second behind him on the front row. Nomskar in 3rd place. Gamer in 4th. Yes! So I'm really excited about that one. VEO lock out the 3rd row. It's Rito and Nuno with Rozim just behind them. Then Spuda starting 8th in a his 2nd ever race, I believe, in Sunday League. Kanandi in 9th. In between the NTHs, and he will be starting 10th only. Julo down in 12th. The LYRs of Urist and Suicide, their ANR in today. Around him, Kado and Andres starting in 14th and 16th, with Kubo between them, and Hetmenica last in the pack. Oh my god, a Sobel pole! Lev, your thoughts on this?
Wow! My man has finally done it after what?
It's since Monza Season 4 was his last pole position.
That's like what?
A lot
4
of races
seasons.
ago. He's done
On that
it.
note, we still have hope for a Sobel podium, which we haven't seen yet this season. We've seen that every other season.
We have, exactly. Sobel really turning up the drive here. Great stat from Goose. Sobel has indeed finished on the podium every race of his career apart. Sorry, not every race, that'd be quite impressive. Every season of his career apart from this one. Here are the standings as we come into the race. You can see Gamer and RMC, if you didn't know already, leading both championships. MAOI and Danimator still in the fight. We're about to get underway here for 45 laps at Niagara Falls, following Sobel starting from pole positions for the final time this season. We're underway here in Niagara. Sobel takes them away from pole position, starting on the softs. Danny on the hards. Gamer already up into 3rd place. Can he go to the outside of Danimator? It's a very tricky sector. Wouldn't be surprised to see some crashes. Noms has lost a couple positions. Gamer not doing too well there as well. He's dropped back behind Hanandi now. Anti and Uris take each other off. Oh god, that's not going to end well. Gamer and Razim Spuda all fighting through it in the background. Remember, Gamer and RMC still need some really solid points to ensure their championships today. Sobel comes across the line to lead the first lap. Nuno up into 3rd place. We've got a 5-car pack out in front, fighting for the lead at the moment. This train just snaking its way through the teammates of Rito and Nuno. As recounted today, we haven't really had any teammates fighting for a win, but we could have that with Rito and Nuno here today. Lev.
A surprising start from Sobel, since he keeps his pole position, and he really needs to run away from Danny and Nuno, which he quite does, because if Danny and Nuno will fight it out between them, Sobel can run away and probably even win the race.
It's very difficult to keep in a train of cars keeping each other's slipstream, because one mistake and you fall back into the clutch of the car behind, and then if they overtake you, if they battle you for it, you could lose time. You'll both lose time. If they have to back off, then you will lose the slipstream with the cars ahead. Looks like Rito might have done that. He's lost Nuno's slipstream, but Nuno still tucked in behind Danny and Sobel. Very good start from Danny on the hardest compound of anyone running in the top 5 on the hard. Rito and Noms on the medium behind Sobel and Nuno on the soft. It's a looking to be a classic season finale here in Niagara. We've got 5 cars fighting for the lead already, but they're just going to slipstream each other for a little while, likely. But we see Nuno go down the inside as Danny makes a mistake. Rito gets through too. Danny down into 4th place off the podium. Remember, he must finish on the podium for a realistic chance at the championship. However, his title rival Gamer is down in 12th. Unbelievable. Up into 11th. He gets through on Suicide. Dive bombs Rozim. Oh, still having real issues behind Pimu, who I believe is in the LYR car. That's just a skin issue. He is going to be counted for SCP, but it looks like LYR do have 3 drivers on track today. Andres slows, probably after collision with Suicide. Julo down in last place. It's a nightmare start for RMC, wouldn't you say, Levy?
Well, right now, yeah, as you said, it's a nightmare start for RMC, and if LSA will continue on these places, they have a chance to win the championship, I believe. I can count it, but it will take me quite a time.
Yeah, you go for the counting, Levy, and non-scar opting for the inters there. Oh no, that might be lag. Whoops, not sure. Yeah, you count that out. Oh, Rito gets through on Noms. That's interesting. Rito did sink down into 5th as we got a little bit of battling just a couple laps ago. He's back through on Noms now. The top 3 still running as they were, and Danny just really vitally looking to stay in the slipstream chain because nobody is benefiting from this more than he is. Rito Noms behind him. Gamer already up massively into 6th, 7th place, so he's had a huge rise through, gaining 6 positions, and he's going to go battle wheel to wheel with Eurus here. Anti getting into the mix too. This is going to be very entertaining as they get into a near lag rocket there. Gamer forced off by Anti, who turns in too early. Very, very unhappy with that. Oh, Anti's just closed the door on him there, and he does apologise for that as they're going down through the straight. The softs starting to go off here on lap 8 at Niagara. Nuno, our first car into the pit lane. Let's see where he'll emerge if there's anyone in behind him.
It's very interesting what's happening to Gamer now. We have 5 Legends of the Season up in front, 7 seconds ahead of the pace. Gamer is stuck in the midfield where he's not used to being, where the racing is much harder. You're always being raced, you're not being slipstreamed. So he's having to deal with all that trash to climb his way back into this race.
Gamer has won 5 Sunday League Grand Prix, but winning here today will be the most testing of his career. This will be an incredible drive if he can get his way up through the pack. You can see he's pitted. He's down into nearly last place, only Hetmenica behind him. Interesting thing about Nuno pitting was the fact that he actually came out ahead of 6th place. Oh, we've got a battle here. Hernandi, Rozim just swiping each other left and right, side to side. Anti goes through on his hards. So yeah, it's really interesting to see that front 5 pack have already become, especially with their slipstreaming as opposed to battling most of the time, so detached. Kado goes off the track there. He's lost 4 positions. Noms is experiencing some lag. I can't see any. It looks like he's pitted with Rito. They both go out on the hards, and he's slipstreaming Rito for now. Is anybody on the Goose? Have you seen any recording from the any lag from the recording so far?
Not apart from just the standard streaming issue. Right. But there has not been any teleporting or anything that I can detect. I think we are just gonna have a slightly laggy race, but hopefully we'll be able to stand fast and make it through.
Noms to the inside of Rito there, a bit of wheel bumping, and that can obviously throw your car off, out of balance, off onto the grass. So that's a really big issue. If you're trying to, obviously catch up to the front pack or get ahead of Rito, but I think obviously he's not still in his slipstream, unfortunately for him. Sobel in 3rd place, he's pitted, as has Nuno, so Nuno has leapfrogged Sobel with the undercut there, and he's outside of slipstream, so that's worked quite nicely for him, but Sobel still has the big opportunity to use this final race to still keep his podium every season streak going. We saw that, funny enough, last time we had a day race as a finale. Pimu, who hadn't scored a podium for his new team for all of Season 6 for the SCP team, he took the team's first ever podium in Canada with a P2 finish ahead of the already crowned world champion Nuno. So good for him. Noms and Rito still scrapping around in the background, slipstreaming as they have been so far. Anti asking for his famous S. From Gamer in 7th place. This position for Gamer is not actually too bad. Anti does let him through, and he's on much older hards. So that's really interesting. Danny is still out in the lead of the race. Really starting to struggle on his hards. This should be his final lap on them, with Danny in 1st and Gamer in 6th. Let's see what our graph says about this. Yes, Danny is on course with current positions, with him in 1st and Gamer in 6th, to win the World Championship by a single point. How fantastic would that be? But he is into the pit lane now. Nuno comes through. He'll take the lead of the race. Sobel comes through to take P2. In actuality, Nomskar and Rito through. Danimator out into 5th place. But remember, he will have considerably fresher tyres. He'll have to hope that that's a strategy that'll be able to pay off for him. I'll focus on Het in last place there. Nuno looking for the 22nd win of his career, potentially. VEO's 3rd ever. Sobel going for the wets. Nomskar and Rito scrapping in the background still, but it's now a 3-car battle. They believe that Sobel is slower than them. Sobel lets Rito through. Sobel lets Nomskar through. Sobel, with LSA still in championship contention, will not want to let a podium go slipping through his fingers. He can want to just try and gain any points on Mayhem and indeed RMC that he possibly can. Levy, in terms of the calculations, what would a 4th and where's Hernandi? 10th do for LSA? I assume that wouldn't get them over Mayhem, would it?
I think so. Let me just... I was counting the something around lap 5 or 10 where you left me calculating, and At that point, let's say we're winning the championship by 8 points, but now let's count it. So 10th position is 8 points. Considering Sobel is fighting for podium, he's currently in 4th. He will gain 19 points. That is 27 points. Heading over to gap between Mayhem and LSA, it would be they would overtake Mayhem by minus, that is 13 points. So they would overtake him by 14 points.
14 points, interesting margin there. 4th and 10th for them, Mayhem in 5th. And it looks like Rosim's well down the order. Yeah, he's in 14th place, battling the NTH's Spood Slip, says Anti to his teammate for this race. Rosim having none of that Spood Slip. Spooder goes wide into turn 1. That allows Anti a double overtake. That is the best team order I have ever seen. That is phenomenal from the Nordic Thunder cars. Really, really clever maneuver.
Absolutely fantastic. great pickup from the rookie driver.
Oh my lord, I reckon they've planned that one time and time again in the pre-races. Pimu comes out of the pit lane ahead of his livery sake Urist, although not on the same team. Pimu running the special edition Lynx SCP livery for this weekend. Julo and Kubo, the battle of the poles. Neither of them have taken a pole in their career, unfortunately for them, but they're battling over 9th and 10th at the moment. Julo goes wide, Kubo in a remarkably good position. A little bit of lag, but it has cleared up immediately, that's good. Kubo in the highest position he's been ever at this point in the race. Hetmanecker has retired from the Grand Prix. Julo goes wide and lets both of the Lynxes through. I think maybe, not both of the Lynxes. Oh, this is going to really confuse me. Pimu and Eurus through. That's lost him a couple of positions there. I think that was probably a control slip.
We're going to have a rain!
We are going to have a rain there. Oh my lord. We can see these front runners, Danimator, Sobel, Rito, Nomstar. Nuno just pitted onto fresh tyres. Unbelievable. So this is timed perfectly for every single car ahead. Rito and Danny stay out. Sobel and Nomstar come in. This will be crucial to see whether it comes back to Sunny immediately or not. We've seen it happen so many times, so it's a big risk by Noms and Sobel taking the wet weather tyres. And it is coming back to dry running. That's playing into Danny's hands. Go on, Goose.
That is going to save Danny. That is going to save Nuno. And that is going to very, very harshly affect Nomscar and Gamer who've gone on to the full wets.
Impartial commentary, always from our commentary team here. Rito and Nomscar back in on the next lap for some fresh start. If it's any consolation to them, they were pitting very soon anyways. We could see from Nuno, who already had pitted a second time. But because he didn't come back in again, he's up into 2nd place. Sobel still out on the inters. That's an interesting strategy call. It's now full sunny conditions. He is trying everything he can to throw away a podium here. Rito behind, Nomscar, Pimu, Hernandi, Urist, then Gamer in 9th place. Danimator out in the lead. It is currently looking very good for a shock Danimator championship. As it stands, he is winning the title. Gamer and Anti swapping positions in the background. You got to think, Goose, as a driver, what's the mentality around season finales? Do you ever factor in the fact that you might be directly influencing a championship, or does that not really come across your mind?
Well, it has to, even as a back midfield and, well, now back marker driver. I mean, look at Eurist right now, having one of the best races of his career, keeping the potential championship driver at bay as Gamer just gets by him.
Goes through, yeah. Poor Eurist, he can't win.
Yes, there's always contingencies going through your head, and it's incredible the amount that can still change, especially in this season. This has been the season of parity. There's been so many race winners, so many competitors. There's really been no runaway victors to, make this finale count. This may be one of the most decisive finales we've ever seen in SL.
Yeah, absolutely could be. Kubo running in 12th still, that's really good for him. Hernandi in 11th, Kado in 10th. It looked like he was a doubt for the race today, but his connection has held strong just about. Anti causes a lag rocket. They both just get it stopped before the corner. Eurus has to massively back out there. That allows Anti through. Eurus will be, if I know him, in that game night VC right now. Absolutely fuming with that one. that might need to be investigated after the race. Pimu up into 6th place. It's worked out quite nicely for him. Sobel on the fresh softs, obviously stayed out on the extra lap on the inters. It could still work, a short, sharp, soft stint now to just try and propel him up through the order if he really will get the pace advantage over other cars with that. Remember, Gamer in 6th, Danimator in 1st. This is all for actual position. On this rate, it is a Danimator title win. Remember, Danny is 14 points behind, but if it comes to a tie, he will take it through having more race wins. Of course, Gamer could manage a race win today, but then he automatically wins the championship. And, crucially, if Danny finishes 1st and Gamer finishes 6th, Danny gets 15 points and wins by 1 single point. Eurus very, very unhappy with something. We have to find out what that something is. I believe it might have been a battle with Kubo further up there that he's fallen back from now. We'll give a little tyre rundown starting from the back. Hetmanica out of the race. Suicide in last of the runners. A little bit behind Andres is the other reserve stepping in today. Rozim and Julo battling over 14th and 15th. This is a battle in the Constructors' title. You wouldn't tell it from the drivers being down this low, but yeah, interesting still nonetheless. From my calculation, if Danny wins and Gamer finishes 6th, Rozim and Julo will decide it because it's still only a 16-point swing in the Constructors. Danny getting 15 points over Gamer will mean that Rozim and Julo will entirely decide it. So Rozim beating Julo will give Mayhem the Constructors. Julo beating Rozim will give RMC the Constructors. Lev, we need you to keep a close eye on this numerical battle between the teams if you can.
Okay.
Another stat that may affect this is the fastest lap. If we could check who's holding that right now, that might give a bonus point to one of those players.
Very true, very true.
And
looks
that
Rito's
is
on the
Sobel
back,
holding a tie with Reto for the first lap so far. Both on tie with 27.5.
50, yeah. Interesting. Tied fastest lap would be interesting. We've had that a few times in Sunday League, but not a super common occurrence. We did have Vlado 204, Nuno and Rito all time the fastest lap in Bahrain in the season opener for season 8. Let's have a look at this front pack once more. Nuno leading the way. It could be a double podium, if not a 1-2 for VO. Now, the last double podium in Sunday League was the 1-2 for Leviosa Sports Art, of course, in Valencia when Danimator won his first ever, got his first ever race win. Sobel very happy to settle for 2nd place for a 1-2 maximum points for the team that weekend. A fantastic weekend for the team, Lev. I'm sure you remember it fondly.
Yeah.
Thanks. And yeah, they could be on for one today, but we do see into the pit lane is Rito. Nuno also on very fresh tyres, and Danny and Nomscar on older tyres. We'll flash up the graphic once again because VEO could be the thing that stopped Danny here. If we put it up, if Danny finishes 3rd, Gamer needs to finish 10th or lower. If Danny finishes 3rd and fastest lap, Gamer finishes needs to finish 9th or lower. So, still completely to play for. Nuno goes down the inside on Danny. He takes the race lead off him. Danny still slipstreaming. Nomscar taking the L in the slipstream range still of these two drivers, or I think desperately trying to claw back into it. Rito in 4th place. Gamer into the pit lane. He was in 5th, pulling into the pits. He will lose position to Hanandi, Sobel and Pimu, it looks like, as we get a battle between Eurus and Anti and Kado. 3-way fight here. Really interested to see Eurus and Anti scrapping it out on track. Not something we've seen recently. Not something we've seen much at all, rather. But Kado also in this fight, really showing himself as a contender. Nomscar really unhappy with something. Was he pushed into the pit lane, potentially? Definitely something going wrong there that we didn't see focusing down the order. But Danny and Nuno still out as the front two in this race. Anti asking for slipstream. Rito still further behind. We flash up the graphic one more time here. Danny finishing 2nd requires Gamer to finish 8th or lower. Gamer is currently running in 7th and just a little bit ahead of Pamucius. Hanandi, I think, came into the pit lane. Yes, he did. He's on fresh softs now. as to overcut Gamer by a little bit there. Pimu just dropping off the back of Sobel and Gamer. Sobel has helped his mate Gamer so many times over the years. He got him his first ever win for RMC in Portimao, but there doesn't look to be any camaraderie out on the track today. They are fighting tooth and nail for every single position, and indeed every single position will matter in this Constructors' Championship. Just 7 laps to go here in Niagara Falls. Danimator needs the race win to have any possible chance of realistically getting this, with Gamer still competing for the top 5. In fact, I'm going to put this in place and then put it as permanently on the screen for people watching on the recording. He still needs that race win. He must get it off Nuno, because then Gamer finishing 6th or lower will not win the championship. Second, and Gamer needs to finish 8th or lower. Gamer is currently running in 5th, but Sobel can be the man to decide it and rob it off him. Danny also not getting fastest lap, needs Gamer to finish 6th or lower. So that is the thing. Danny might even be really trying to gun for fastest lap of the race here. We'll do a flick through to see who has it. Nuno on a 27.57. Danny already not having gotten it, 27.58. 5.0 for Rito. 2.8 for Nomsky. He's on course for it at the moment. Yeah, and it looks like he will stay on course for it. 27.50 is really not that bad from Juno at all, but he does come out of the pit lane in 15th place. So the Constructors' Championship battle still very much on the cards here. Lev, what can we say about the Constructors' battle with Rozim in 14th, Julo in 15th, then we've got Gamer up in 5th and Danimator in 2nd. What would happen in the Constructors?
Mayhem would win by something like 7 points.
Oh dear, that's really not good. Come on, boys, get
The
it.
Animator desperately staying in the slipstream of Nuno to try and seal a deal on a... Maybe the idea is to go for a last lap, last lap pass.
That would be incredibly dramatic. He's going for one there to the inside at turn 1. He's little dropping back there, and little by little inching back up to the back of Nuno. He's lost slipstream now for good. Nuno on the fresher tyres now towards the end of this race has looked to break away from Danny's slipstream, and the chances of Danny winning this race, of Danny winning this championship, are slipping away. Gamer still up in 5th place, still in the position he needs to be. But Danny can still win a championship. He needs the race win. Will follow on board with Gamer. Further down here, he's in 5th, looking pretty comfortable ahead of Sobel in 6th. As Nuno comes round the final corner, we are about to come on to the final lap of Sunday League Season 9. Nuno, the man not really supposed to be taking part in this season. He called it quits on his full-time SL career, retired from his long-held main seat at FGR. He's still come back to win a race this season at Le Mans, very nearly win in Cuba, just ahead of Danimator, who got the pass on the penultimate lap, but no such pass will be made today as Nuno comes round the final corner and wins the United States Grand Prix. Danimator in 2nd place is going to take home many points, but it will not be enough to win him the Drivers' Championship, as Gamer, for the very first time, is the World Champion. What a race. What an unbelievable race. Goose.
Legendary.
Guys, let's go! Fucking hell!
Nuno wins, but Gamer is the World Champion.
Congrats
He's
to
only
Gamer.
gone and done it. Let's count.
Seasons of racing. I couldn't see it going to a better man.
I have a question. If Danny won the race, would he won the title or?
No,
No.
but he was
Oh,
very
okay.
close to it. Very
Yeah,
close
because
indeed.
Gamer was completely
Game
like
was out
fucked
for
at
count.
the start.
Oh my
Gamer
god, post-race
just
interview with Nuno, by the way. Love this. Oh my god, and it looks like RMC will take both titles. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We've won both championships. Fantastic. Levy, your thoughts?
Great season, great race, everything was great, but I will have a surprise next season, and it will be quite, you know, retro, and given its thanks, or it will be connected with season 1. So stay tuned.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Right, Gamer's ping has gone up in celebration to 1,479. I'm glad the season is over. We've done it on that bombshell. Thank you so much for watching this season of Sunday League, and we'll be back very shortly due to the postponement. Very, very shortly indeed for Sunday League X, the 10th season, the milestone 10th season in the competition. If you want a bit more action, we're going to have some donuts which will also be uploaded after the race. But for now, and for this season, it's been a great one. Goodbye.